Good afternoon, I'm Jordan Ballou.
And I'm Alexandra Irizarry. Welcome to 10-Minute Connecticut News.
Our first story this afternoon is one that's been in development since the mid-90s and may finally see the light of day. The Connecticut Department of Transportation has announced plans to build a 10-foot wide asphalt multi-use trail that would run along the entire 37.5 miles of the Merritt Parkway, stretching from Stratford to Greenwich. According to the department, the trail would be designed to accommodate cyclists of all skill levels, foot traffic, and possibly even equestrians.
That's right. After years of requests from advocates like the Merritt Parkway Trail Alliance, the Department of Transportation has finally begun a feasibility study as issued by the roughly $1.1 million grant received from the National Scenic Byways Program the department applied for in 2010.
Projected to last 18 months, the study will collect information for a full environmental assessment report to see if construction is even a possibility.
Additionally, a series of public meetings and workshops will also be held throughout Fairfield County over the course of the study, with one taking place this evening, May 15th at 7 p.m. at the Trumbull Public Library. Now, a breakdown of both sides of the issue.
Still in the early stages of development, the proposal has already made waves after initial projections that estimated the cost at $125 million swelled to nearly $250 million. This averages out to roughly $6.6 million per mile, according to the Merritt Parkway Conservancy.
Following the $570 million spent on the Hartford-New Britain busway, set to open within the next year, many worry a trail along the Merritt Parkway is an unnecessary expense for the state at this point in time. A recent New Haven Register editorial points out $250 million for a bike path in one of the wealthiest parts of the state and country could even top the busway as a waste of taxpayer dollars. If we're talking about projects geared toward public recreation, the price tag of this project could pay for the construction of about 5,000 elementary school playgrounds. Proponents, however, are optimistic that the path will be one of success, ultimately helping boost the economy. The Merritt Parkway Trail Alliance's website cites a 2011 report by the East Central Florida Regional Planning Council, which notes that 3 bike paths in Central Florida bring in an estimated $42 million to the local community every year due to increased tourism. That said, opponents note that the state will not maintain the upkeep of the trail if built outside of paving, thus leaving it up to each individual town, which could of course raise taxes.
Most definitely. However, financing and profit margins aren't the only cause for concern among citizens, as plans to extend the shoulder lane 14 feet for the 10-foot wide path have left many, especially the Merritt Parkway Conservancy, worried about the environmental impact of the project, which would require the removal of hundreds to possibly thousands of trees and shrubs, given the land's inconsistent topography, which includes wetlands, rock outcrops, and various grade changes. In a recent statement, Jill Smith, Executive Director of the Merritt Parkway Conservancy, told Hearst Connecticut Group that the multi-use trail could also result in quality of life problems for neighborhoods and property owners adjacent to the parkway, saying, "The landscape of this parkway has transformed since its origin from a more forested greenway, but is still a valued and aesthetically pleasing route. The addition of elevated boardwalks, bridges, and tunnels would further diminish the character of the parkway. Additionally, they argue that the removal of these trees shouldn't be taken lightly." In their list of objections online, the Conservancy cites a report by the U.S. Forest Service that shows the importance of how damaging removing these trees could be, saying, "The greenway is also a capital investment that would be depleted and would not be replaced in kind. In a 50-year lifespan, one tree alone generates $32,000 worth of oxygen, $62,000 of air pollution control, $37,500 of water, and $31,000 of soil erosion."
Because of this, the department has stated that any possible design for the asphalt path may have to incorporate several different elements, such as wooden boardwalks, bridges, and tunnels due to the difficult nature of the terrain. Should the project move forward, it will most likely be constructed in parts over several years, leaving many who live off the parkway wondering exactly how long their backyards will be under renovation and whether it will impact the 37,000 commuters that use the parkway on average each day. The Merritt Parkway Trail Alliance, however, argues that the trail will reduce road congestion increase property values, and help with the overall wellness of those who use it.
Potential usage is also another concern for opponents of the trail, with many wondering, without lighting and proper maintenance, how often the trail will actually be able to be used during a given year. We took to the street for a closer look at this story as it develops to gauge how local residents feel about the issues under debate, and others like privacy.
So how do you feel about the Merritt Parkway, the proposed Merritt Parkway bike path?
I'm for it and against it. For it because it's going to allow people to be able to work out outside, be able to have kind of a safe environment. I'm not for it because, one, it's going to cost a lot of money. Two, it's going to cause so much traffic on the Merritt Parkway, and there already is enough traffic to begin with. And then the fact that they're saying that there's not going to be lighting on the Merritt Parkway, that scares me because in order to be able to be safe, you need lights to guide you through the Merritt Parkway. Not going to be lighting on the Merritt Parkway. That scares me because in order to be able to be safe, you need lights to guide you through the Merritt Parkway. One, they don't know how long it's going to take, and they don't even know where they're getting the money from. So that kind of scares me in a way. The fact that there's so many other trails that people don't know about. You can go to Fairfield Beach to go running or to ride your horse. There's Lake Mohican in Fairfield that you can use their facility for any of those.
So how do you feel about the proposed Merritt Parkway bike path?
Well, I don't feel good about it. I don't think it's a good idea. The Merritt Parkway is a very busy parkway. I feel like it'd be very dangerous. I mean, for the expense, like, I'd rather see them do something, if they're gonna, like, do taxpayer dollars, I'd rather see them do something like a trail or a hiking path or, like, something like a Sleeping Giant Mountain closer to us here in Fairfield County, as opposed to spending all this money on a bike trail on one of the busiest parkways. I feel that there's going to be a lot more accidents. I feel like there's going to be distractions. I feel that it's dangerous. I feel that it's dangerous. When you're thinking about using a parkway when we get terrible storms and snow, you're looking at 8 months out of the year not being used. Or more than that. No, more like 6 months out of the year it's not being used. So you're going to spend all this amount of money and it's barely going to be used. And I just don't think that for the amount of money they're asking and for the safety issues, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Like I said, I think
Feel about the proposed Merritt Parkway bike path?
I would prefer they not put a bike path on the Merritt Parkway. As you can see, this is my backyard. And if they put a bike path here, I lose all my privacy in my backyard. As you can see, they would be driving through my backyard. And I have children. And I think that you're opening a gateway to crime and pedophiles being able to check out our children in our backyards. I'm just against it.
About the Merritt Parkway bike path, the proposed Merritt Parkway bike path.
It's stupid. It's irrelevant. It's a waste of taxpayers' money. No, it's a waste of taxpayers' money. Why spend the money on a bike lane when we could spend money on education or cleaning up our state or getting us out of debt, for that matter?
Again, if you'd like more information on this issue or to weigh in on it, a meeting will take place later this evening at 7 p.m. at the Trumbull Public Library, with more being scheduled in Stratford, Norwalk, and Greenwich at a later date. I'm Alexandra Arizari.
And I'm Jordan Ballou. Thanks for watching.